Hello, my name is Pascal Adalessossi. I'm a PhD holder in business administration with a concentration finance. I'm also a researcher and expert and consultant in project entrepreneurship and finance. I have published many articles in the international journals. If you want to check on my researches, just go on Google and type my name, Pascal Adalessossi, and you will be able to see all my article or all the the article that I have published. I would like to mention some of those articles I have published on the financing difficulty of small and medium enterprises in West African and the economic area. I published also an article on the level of the financial inclusion in African country and the other region of the world. I have also published an article titled "The Measure of the Financial Inclusion in the Africa Countries." I have also published an article titled "Sustainability Reporting Practice in Some Region or Countries," like Germany, Turkey, Brazil, and India. I've also published an article concerning prediction of small business which have list on West African Monetary Union stock markets and SMS list on Ghana Stock Exchange. Also, I published an article concerning prediction of bank failure. This study was a comparative study concerning West African bank sector and Turkey bank sector. And also I published other articles that we can find. In our last video, we have present how an investor can do some analysis in order to arrive to take a brilliant decision to invest in a company or in the market that he decides to do so. We have talked about fundamental analysis, and I will say that this kind of analysis is used by the starter investor. Rather, in other mean, the investor that who has decided to start do investments, you use this kind of analysis. And for this type of analysis, he try to find the real value of the company, before to decide to invest in it. Concerning technical analysis, we say that this kind of analysis concerning the investor who has many experience in investment area. So those investors use some technique developed by Doe, those technique is based on Doe theory, and those investors try to beat the market. They say that they can raise or they can have a return that is that will be greater than the one that the market is able to offer. But this technique uh, is against what the financial theory has said about it. So the financial theory said that no investor cannot beat the market because all the information on the market is comprised in the price. So no one cannot beat the market. But there is also an exception concerning this theory. The exception is market anomaly. So those investors based on market anomaly to try to beat the market. Now let's return to our real subject. Concerning fundamental analysis, we have mentioned that the investor need to do economic analysis, sector analysis, and company analysis. Concerning economic analysis, we have two kind of analysis there. We have to check first on global economic analysis, and after come to the national or the country economic analysis. Concerning the global economy analysis, we know that today we are in the globalization. So we have one market, and the country's economy or the country market consists of the sub market to the global market. And we know those who hold the global economy. And one of those countries is United States of America. So an investor needs to follow or yes to follow the trend of America of United States of America economic and the trends about the its financial stock market. And I want to see how or what are the trend of prices of financial instruments like share and bonds and also future stock future contracts and so on. And also you have to look on some indicator concerning the economy like employment rate, GDP growth, and so on. Apart from United States of America, we know that from 2003 we have some giant country from Asia, and those two countries are China and India. And in our day, you know that the economy of these two countries weigh considerably in the world economy. So an investor used has to follow the trend of those two countries, the trend of their economic, I mean. Also, we know that concerning financial markets or share markets or stock markets, we know that some international events can negatively impact the financial market. And when that kind of event happen, it touch all the whole economy or the economy of other region or continent. We want to talk about the financial crisis or economic crisis as the countries are connected to each other in new business. When an event touch one of a big economic country, it will negatively affect other countries' economy and financial stock markets. So, as an example, we can mention the financial crisis or the financial crisis of coffers in 1991. When this crisis happened, it has negatively affected all other countries' economy and financial stock market. The second example we can mention is the financial crisis of 1997, which has started from South America. I mean that has started impacting the country of South America before to expand into the Middle East countries, and after he has reached this crisis has reached Russia, and then we know that at that time Russia also is one of powerful economic country in the world. And something also happened. We know that the relationship between Turkey and Russia was very tight. And when the economy of Russia was touched, it has negative affect also the Turkey country economy. And then we know that Russia is the one who provide a lot of loan to Turkey at that time. So this has negatively affected the economy of Turkey at that time. Also, one of Bryant's example we want to touch is that concerning United States of America. We know that in 1999, United States has experienced a good, healthy of its economy, and this has affected positively the world economy. I mean that it has affected positively the financial stock market in the world. The price has increased. It has shown a good trend, and also some countries have experienced a good trend in their economic growth. That was very good at that time. And also, when we want to focus on 2008 mortgage crisis, which has hit the United States of America, we all know the consequence on the world economy. This has touched, or this has hit negatively a lot of countries' economy, and the world stock market has go down. There was the crash of the prices and financial instruments. So when the event is negative, it affects also negative the world economy or the other region economy. And at that time, fortunately, this crisis has not really affected the West African economy, Union economy. So at that time, what has really affected the region macroeconomic situation is that the inflation, when we base on country or on a country basis, the inflation rate was very high. Was very high in some countries like Niger and Mali. But in average, the economy growth was better than other region countries. But when we want to look on some European countries like Italy, North Ireland, and Greece, the 2008 crisis has negatively affected those countries. That's why the authority of Ireland and Greece has proposed some budgetary policies in order to reduce the country expenses. And after or beside that, they have imposed high rates of tax on rich people, and a low rate of tax for the poor people. Why they have done like this, or they have acted like this? So they say that for the poor people, if you can help the poor people save some economy or some money, what are they going to use those money to do? They will use that money to buy consumer goods. By buying consumer goods, this will improve the demand. And when the demand is improved, it's able that this can meet the supply. By meet the supply, this will increase the level of country production, and the country capacity of production, and this will positively affect the country economic growth. So this is the we want just to touch it briefly. So when we want to base on and industrialized countries, I mean the competitive power, the competitive international power of industrialized countries, based on the relationship between the local currency and the foreign currency. When the local currency lose value, this allow the country to increase its exportation. I mean, the exportation revenue of the country will be increased. And at that time, the importation will be limited, because before if the country want to face the cost of importation, the good that you want to import, it want to import, this will allow him to raise a huge quantity of a local currency to meet the cost of importation. For this permit to improve the commercial balance, and this commercial balance will be profitable, for that country. Contrary, when the local currency, I mean, when there is an increase of local currency or currency, this will limit the exportation of this country, and allow the country to import, but it's not good for this country. So when this happens, we know that the company who focus on the exportation, they will lose a way. They will not be able to export their goods, and this will have a consequence on the labor power. So they will chase the labor, or the labor will go on employment. And when this happen, the capacity, or the level of production will decrease, and this will negatively affect the economy growth. So that is what we can say on industrialized countries. When we touch, or we focus on emerging country, we know that for those countries, the internal saving is not enough to help them financing their economic growth. So as that they have opened on the where the financial market, they can easily have access to the foreign capital, uh, which will be or which is cheap and abundant for them. From that, they can improve their economy growth, or they can develop, uh, they can succeed in developing their country. Is that which has happened for these two giant countries, China and India. And also, for example, you can mention the BRICS country like Brazil, South Africa, India, China, and Russia. So, and also, when there is a bad event who touch one of the biggest economy in the world, there is a crisis in other economic countries, and those emerging countries cannot be able to borrow money on the financial market, and this will negatively affect their economy. Briefly, is what we can say about the global economy. To summarize what we have said, for an investor, when you want to deal with fundamental analysis, mostly when it's based on global economic analysis, you have to check on the United States economic trends. You have also to check on Japan economic and country from European Union, and so on. Concerning the powerful stock market or financial market in the world, you have to check on New York Stock Exchange, Tokyo Stock Exchange or financial market. He has also to check on London stock market and Frankfurt stock market. Concerning emerging financial market, he has to look on Singapore stock market, Bombay stock market, Moscow stock market, China stock market, and also on their neighboring country stock market. He has also to look on international economic agreements and region, like those things. You can touch the gates, we call it in French GATS, GATS. And also concerning the world group region, like you can check on European Union, the development, what happened there, and also if you want to work in Africa, you can look on African Union and also ECOWAS and West African Economy and the Monetary Union, and so on. And also you can check on United States countries. Yes, briefly is what we can say about global economic analysis. In our future video, we are going to develop in detail the indicator of a country economy, of a national country economy. So thank you very much. See you later.